Hi, welcome back. Well, England are Grand Slam champions. I didn't predict it at the beginning of the tournament, but I think they deserved it through their hard work, basically. Best team player for player, I've said all along, is the Welsh, and they mucked up. So England will take it. It wasn't easy. They've won 5 out of 5, so they clearly deserve it. And trust the French to be incredibly motivated for this game. It's the best they've played the whole tournament, and some of their play was brilliant. I mean, Nakatawa absolutely destroyed Jack Nowell. He must have missed 6 tackles on him. It's pretty awful, actually. Noel will have some terrible nightmares about Nakatawa smashing him up. But, at the end of the day, they just didn't have enough structure. They're just too loose to beat a good team, which is what I've been saying. And England are a good team, and they had just too much for the French in the end. So what I'm going to do is just look at some of the reasons I think England won, and also spend some time picking some 15s, the England 15 to face Australia, a team I think that could beat Australia, and also my first shot at a Lions 15. I know it's a year away, but if it was to be picked after this tournament, this is the team I would go for. And as always, I'm cycling the scores of the England players as we go through. Reason one why I think England won is that Eddie Jones got the psychology right. He understands what makes a rugby team work, and that's a group of guys having a great time together, good banter, enjoying what they're doing, obviously working hard, but they've got that bond, and the embodiment is obviously Billy Vunipola. You've seen him in the videos dancing to Backstreet Boys, celebrating the win, loving it. Compare the way he played in this tournament, which was fantastic, with how he played in the World Cup qualifiers. Look back at my videos for the World Cup qualifiers, and I slate Billy Vunipola. He was awful. He played games like he'd never played rugby before, made some terrible decisions, terrible mistakes, and it's clearly emotional for him, and he said that. And Eddie Jones understood that, and he's got that more old school rugby mentality combined with the new age coaching and all the technology. And whereas Stuart Lancaster was good technically, but it was just a bit too robotic, a bit too school teacher-like, and I think that is the key difference. Reason 2 is England's line-out, which is unbelievable, and it's got better throughout the tournament. It certainly was a little shaky in the first couple of games, but we've seen what Steve Borthwick brings. He is a line-out expert, and that's what England have become. It helps that Toje has got an amazing vertical jump, and it helps that players like George Cruz are excellent line-out players, but the reason really is that Borthwick has got hold of them and sorted them out. Their line-out defence against France was fantastic. I kind of knew they were going to steal those line-outs. I don't know why, I just felt they were going to steal those line-outs, and they did. And the last reason is a bit of luck. Okay, I'm not saying they won the championship because they were lucky. They didn't. They played really hard, but they had a bit of luck. The fixture list was kind. Okay, people say, yeah, they only played 2 games at home, but they played Scotland away, who aren't quite as good as the rest, Italy, who are awful, and then they had everything to play for in the French game, and they found it tough. But France aren't quite what they were either, and they played their 2 big tough games against Wales and Ireland at home. And it did help. Okay, let's look at the future. England versus Australia, down under. They've got a chance to win at least 1, hopefully 2 of those test matches if they're rested properly. And I hope the RFU and the club sort that out and get them rested, because they have a chance of doing something a bit special. Okay, so the team I would go for to beat Australia is quite similar, but there's a few changes in there. I'd go Marler, who's kind of proved me wrong over the last couple of games. Mako Vunipola looks a little bit off, actually. I don't know if he's carrying an injury. He looks a little sluggish. Not sure what's going on there. So Marler in there. Hartley in at 2. George won't be recovered probably fully from his bicep injury anyway. I rate him over Hartley probably, but you can't really get rid of Hartley this quickly, especially when he's played well and he's led well. Cole in at 3, even though I'm not 100% convinced on Cole, there is no viable alternative at the moment. Second rows, easy, Toje and Cruz, no problem there. Loads of backup from Launchbury. Laws hopefully will be fit, so that's great. Back row, I've made a little change. You know I don't like the balance between Haskell and Robshaw, even though they played out of their skins. So I'm going to go Haskell and Clifford. Just think Haskell brings a little bit more physicality. I don't quite like the way he runs so upright, but he does enough bring a lot of muscle and power to the game. And obviously Billy V at 8. It's too soon qualifying-wise to bring in Nathan Hughes, or he would have gone. At 9, really tricky. Young's played a lot better these last 2 games. It wasn't because I slated him in the videos, but he did change what I said, and that was speed up at ruck time, braking, etc. But I'm still going to go with Kerr because I have backed him, although you could actually see in the France game that Kerr's kicking wasn't as good as Young's, so you can see why Young's maybe has started in previous games. But I'm going to go Kerr. In the World Cup warm-ups at 10, I back Ford, but I just haven't seen enough from him. Attacking-wise, I would have wanted a bit more of a running threat. I think he's quick and jinky, but I didn't see any of that. And because he's not goal-kicking, I'm going to have to go Farrell. Farrell has improved his creativity, his attacking, so I think we need to go with Farrell, plus we know what he does in defence. 12-13, I'm going to go a little bit left field. Not with Tuolangi at 12, but I'm going to go Slade at 13. Not because I don't like Joseph, but England need a big ball carrier, so they get Tuolangi, but if you play Joseph as well, you don't have that second 10 that has worked well for England. Slade's played this weekend, so he's getting back fit. So if you play Tuolangi 12, Slade 13, they can interchange. You can have your second 10 and you can have your big ball carrier. And your kicking options, I honestly think that could be a really good combination. Back 3 stays the same, apart from Noel having a torrid time against France this weekend. They've done really, really well. Okay, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to pick my Lions 15 if I was picking it right now. I'm sure it will change and there'll be injuries and changes in form. I'm going to have to look at my phone to check who I've picked. But here we go. So Lions 15 to play New Zealand. In New Zealand, I need to make it a bit special to give them a chance of winning. The front row, I'm not sure if it's special enough, but it's the best I can do. I've got Marler in at 1. I've gone for my mate Jamie George at 2 because I just think he gives that bit of X factor around the pitch that I think you're going to need against New Zealand. And I've gone for Samson Lee at 3. I think that'll be hilarious, having Marler and Lee. They'll be best of buddies by the end of it, I'm sure, but just after everything that's gone on, I thought that's quite funny that I picked those 2. Second rows, I've gone for Wyn Jones, captain. You'll see how that plays out in a minute. You'll see why I haven't gone for Warburton. And Cruz at 5. I hear you say, where's Itoje? He's at 6. Got to play all 3. I think they're so good, you've got to play all 3. Is Lydia out and out the best? It's close, isn't it? He's probably on the bench. But I'm going to play Itoje. I'm going to play all 3 of those. I think that will worry New Zealand. And then at 7, here we go. I'm not playing Warburton. He hasn't played a great Six Nations. I'm playing Faletau. Yeah, I'm playing Itoje 6, Faletau 7, Billy Vunipola 8. It's unconventional. I know you haven't got your out-and-out 7, but Faletau's fantastic over the ball, as is Itoje. And yeah, you may lose a tiny bit of balance, but wow, what a back row. That's going to scare New Zealand a lot. So I like that, actually, but we'll see. 9 and 10 is interesting. 9 especially, so many good performers there. Kerr, Youngs, we've got Laidlaw, Webb. I could pick any of those probably, but I think Conor Murray's your class act. He's been there before, and because I'm going to pick Sexton at 10, who I think edges it over bigger with creativity, plus they play together, don't they? So I can see that working. Murray and Sexton. In the centres, I'm not sure, to be honest. Tuolangi could be a starter. Jonathan Joseph could be a starter. The Scotland centres are decent. No, the Irish centres have done really well. I just can't look past the Welsh pairing, though. Roberts and Davis, they play together. They're a class act. They're not going to be too old next year. I'm not 100% sure on it, but I will go Roberts and Davis just because they've been there, they've done it, loads of experience, and they've played really well this tournament. Barring that 60 minutes against England, but then no one in Wales did they? Back 3, North 11, that's obvious. He's an absolute tank. When you get him going, you get him motivated. He will worry New Zealand for sure. Other wing, I've gone for Watson. There's a few contenders there, but I think Watson's really coming into his own. You have the power and the pace on either side of the wings there. I like that combination. And 15, I've gone for Hogg. He's phenomenal, isn't he? Especially attacking wise, got a massive boot. I like that back three, really dangerous. So that's my Lions 15. Please subscribe and comment and tell me where you change that. I'm sure you would. There's a few controversial picks there, especially in my back row. But hey, it's fun. Anyway, the next time I will see you is probably after the Australia first game, and we'll see how England do. Anyway, I've really enjoyed doing these videos over these Six Nations, and I'm glad that England are now Grand Slam champions, whereas with the World Cup they were massive failures. So onwards and upwards, and until I see you next, enjoy your rugby.